How do you think? How did you do?
Very bad.
You are currently having a full time role and you want to transition into product role. This is an intern role. Are you okay
Yeah.
to give your full time role?
So I have made my mind to take risk.
That is where the engineering mindset came in, and there was no prioritization. Metrics you could have easily defined if you would have come up with a goal.
This is exactly where I am lacking.
Hello, all. Welcome, Aditya. So, we are doing this mock interview for product management intern role with one of the leading um, SaaS marketing tech company based out of Bangalore. And Aditya here, who has joined me today, is a college graduate of 2025. We are doing this in 2026, so he's just had 1 year of experience. We'll be trying to assess entry level roles, what is the expectation of product management, and how do candidates get evolved for intern role. This is one of the stepping stone for candidates who get started in this role, and then if they perform well they can be given opportunities to scale up as well. I am Arun Nandewal, currently a senior product manager with Microsoft, and we'll be doing this interview in the standard format of 35 to 45 minutes of interview and then 10 to 15 minutes of feedback, right? Aditya, why don't you go ahead and start with your introduction?
Yes, so my name is Aditya Parashar and I was born and brought up in Patna, and from where I completed my senior secondary education. After that I joined VIT Vellore and completed my bachelor's from there in computer science and engineering. Then I also worked in many startups, early age startups. So from there I learned about product basics, and I was mostly into development. So I was working. Currently, I'm working as an SD at a Japan-based company. Uh, so that is all about me.
Okay. So, can you talk a bit more about your current role? What is your current role and what are your responsibilities?
Yeah, so I am developing an app for a Japan-based people. So the company does that. They are they are a tech company, so they teaches English and Japanese to Vietnamese people, so they can land job in Vietnam. So my role is to develop an application for them. So I am developing and maintaining that application.
Okay. Is this a mobile application or is this a web application?
Yeah, yeah, I am working on mobile application, but it is for web also.
Okay. And is this Android or iOS?
Both, for Android and iOS both.
What is the technology stack that you use?
I am using Android Jetpack Compose.
Okay. Talk me through the user journey of this product. How do users learn the language? What is the user journey of this product that you currently built?
Okay, so the first thing is the basic, like user opens the app. There are some landing pages. They scroll like what we are offering and like the stuffs on in 3 pages. Then they try to sign in or sign up. Then they land on the dashboard. From there, they can see their streaks, like how many days they have learned, or total ladders, like how many levels they have achieved. And after that, when they click a particular section, they goes into the Japanese language is divided into 4 step basically. It is in the grammar, vocabulary, writing and speaking. So all the 4 sections are there. So for every chapter they have to complete these 4 sections. So we have created like learning plans for them. So from there they can learn and practice and give test also in the form of quizzes, and after that they submit the quizzes, they get the results.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what part of the product or feature have you built or worked on?
So actually the I was working here from when the company has just started. So I was working from the scratch of the app. So I started building from the landing pages to the sign up flow. Then I have worked on the dashboard and making the quiz part, like how user take the quiz and how the quiz is evaluated and how he gets the answer.
Okay. What has been the biggest challenge in your last 1 year in your current role? What have your biggest challenge been, and how did you overcome that challenge?
So my biggest challenge was the language barrier, because the team from the Japan and the Vietnam, they didn't know English. So the biggest problem I faced in this company is the language barrier, because they give some requirement, then we have to find out ourselves, and then we have to iterate it many times to like fit into their requirement. So because the requirement is not that clear, and because the product managers there was they are from Japan, and they just give a document which is not that clear, which we like they sometime didn't mention the color, since sometime they didn't mention the design, like where this button should do what. So the design thinking and various stuffs like color palettes, where what we have to place, that is missing totally. So we have to figure it out, and continuously we have to develop it.
Okay. Do you also get a chance to interact with the end customers in your current role? How do you go about that?
No, I haven't got chance. I just interacted with the CEO, so who is from India. So he tells the requirement, and he decided like how the product will evolve. So we have the discussion with him, like how we have to design the quiz flow, and how it will go, how user will take the quiz, how they will see the answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation of conflict where your CEO or your product managers tell something different, and you feel there is some different way of solving this problem when you look at your current product around learning? Because you have been a student recently, you must have an understanding of what the end users entail. Have you ever
Yeah.
been in such a situation, and how do you handle such a situation?
Yeah, so many time I feel these things, like because the quiz flow, the main problem I was like thinking, so in our app the quiz is like there is there is one liner question, then four options, and we have to select that option which is correct. So if we are learning language, so in my opinion we can put instead of option we can put images, so user can clearly see directly what the option could be, and then after clicking the images we can pop out the option name. So it is interactive with the user. I suggested this thing, but they didn't agree with it. So they are going with the traditional way, like one question, then four option, then we have to select it, and then we get the answer.
If you are working as a product manager and if you are to convince that this is the right way to do it, what
Yeah.
are the things that you would have done differently?
um so recently I passed out, so I create a prototype first and share it to my friends for and I segment in like in two groups, one with uh, the the UI which they are suggesting, and other with the UI which I am suggesting, and I will do the A/B testings directly, and I will take the feedback from the users, like what uh, like from the both the users, like what is good, like which one is good, and then I will convey them, like if I get more response in my opinion. So that's
Okay. Which product would you use for prototyping? How do you do prototyping?
so I use Claude. I can use Lovable. I can use V0. I created an MVP also for a startup called CryptoWeight in Bangalore, where I was working as an intern. So I used their V0. So I
Okay.
created a whole trading platform MVP with it, with backend. But it was the backend was built by the developer. The front end was built by me using V0.
Awesome. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You seem to be like a good engineer who understands the product, and you are doing well with these vibe coding platforms as well. You are able to make faster prototype.
Yeah.
Why do you want to transition into product management?
Like I know how to build products, like, but I am more curious about why we are building it. I want to understand users. So actually I came to know about product when I was working as an intern at a crypto. So there I was working with like the startup mainly was built by two product managers of VP of Quinch and director manager of Coinbase. So from there, I by seeing them, I came to know that what is product management, how they think. Like we are just building, like we just know how to build, and there is a more big world above it. So I wanted to deep dive into it and learn how the product has been built, how we have to think like a user and for the user. So that's why I wanted to transition.
But you can ask these questions to your product managers, or you can ask them to take you to some of these conversation itself, right? For that, you don't need to give up a good career in engineering and transition into product role. So,
Yeah, but like I have more in like when I was building that MVP for the product crypto weight. So I got a chance for like A/B testing also. I have done some user surveys also there. So this interaction and these things I love more while instead of writing code at desk. So that is one of the main reason, because product management is more like interactive way of building for users. And like developers are like, we build what we know, we are guided by some other person, but we don't know what we are building in a big picture. The big picture is always held by the stakeholders of product manager. So I want to deep dive on that role.
okay, interesting.